Hello. Black socks too. Ooh, yeah. Black shirt, sir, girl. You know in my heart, you're the one. Anyway, anyway, Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you here out of the Kangaroo Library down here in Australia. I have a little library in my house, and that's where I produce my program here. Uh, I have something that today is a Sunday in my part of the world, and my part of the world is Sunday every day. It's a day of rest. I have 7 Sundays a week. But anyway, I wanted to, in my head, I was just talking to a friend of mine that has developed off of the YouTube show here, and it made me think. And I do enjoy talking to some people because they make me think. I don't enjoy most people because they stink. Anyway, I've been thinking about religion, and I was a Mormon for whatever, 55 or 3 years or 53 years, and I did a lot of things to be a Mormon. And I know a little bit about the Catholic Church, a little bit about the Baptist, and a little bit about Muslim and Allah, and the God of the Hindus, and Buddha. Now, I'm not Joseph Smith. I haven't met all of these gods, okay? And I don't want to meet any of them from what I'm going to tell you, okay? This is what you, now I'm speaking again in, principle. Principle. You means the world. Not you, but the world. So, I just have a computer screen, and I have a picture drawn on it of you, and it says audience. There's one little person, and then Maria Osmond's picture is right. No. Anyway, here's what people do for religion. And when I think about it, I'm astounded. Okay, first of all, if you're a Mormon, you don't have Sunday to yourself at all. You give up Sunday. So there's one day of the week that doesn't exist. You can't pay your bills. You can't go to a baseball game. You can't go fishing. No entertainment, no recreation. And in the Mormon church, you take an oath that you will not laugh. I don't know. I love to tickle children, and I have to duct tape their mouths because when I was a Mormon, they weren't allowed to laugh. You couldn't have a laughing child. You just duct tape them and then Velcro them to the wall and tickle them, and you could see their eyes going and their feet moving. It was kind of fun. So those two things, you're not allowed laughter or light-mindedness. I don't have any mindedness that's not light. All of my mindedness is light. I don't take this world very serious at all. So, those are two things in the Mormon church that you have to do to, I guess, go to heaven. That's what you're all trying to do. Never been there, never seen the place. It's kind of, to me, like renting a place that I haven't seen. The rest of you, hey, you want to go to a rented property that you paid a lifetime for, and you haven't seen it? Be my guest. I'm from... oh God! You all know so much more than I do. The Show Me State, is it Missouri? I think it is. I'm the Show Me Bard. Show me heaven, and then I'll work for it. But I ain't gonna work for it. Let me see the faces of the 71 virgins, or the eternal wives of the LDS. So there's two things. Now, the other thing is that on Saturday, I had to spend half of my day Saturday getting ready to go to church on Sunday. And on Sunday, I had to sit in a meeting for 3 hours. Now, that's almost a half a day. 4 hours is a half a day, and I had to sit there for 3 hours. Now, while I was sitting there, I had to throw Cheerios at 19 of my kids to keep them quiet, because they'd stand up and go, "This is boring." And people would look at me, "Why can't you control your children?" I go, "No one can control this child. I've hit him. I've spanked him. I've dragged him behind the car with a chain. Son of a gun still cries." Well, then I would make things up. I go, I don't think he feels well. I've got to go out into the foyer. My favorite place in a Mormon church is the foyer. Foyer. I think it's a French word. Again, you guys all know. I don't know this crap. So I get to go out and sit with the crying baby, and if he didn't start crying during the meeting, I just pinch him a little bit on the butt. And he goes, he's upset. I've got to take him. So I didn't have to listen to that stupid shit for 3 hours over and over. Now, the other thing, if you want to be religious and you're trying to get somewhere, I like it where I am. I'm not trying to get anywhere. People give me plane tickets, bus tickets, cruise tickets. I don't want to go anywhere. I love my chair. This chair and me are one. So the other thing is that you can only play with certain people that are your religion. So if you see a guy or a gal that you really want to associate and hang out with or whatever, your religion will determine whether you're allowed to speak to them, play in their yard, go over and have supper with them. So you give that freedom up as a religious person. You also, as a child, you must kneel down and pray every night. What did my parents teach me? Just before we became Mormons, I lay my soul, you know what I'm trying to say. I hate it when I can't talk. It'll come to me. Anyway, you have to kneel down and say your prayers at night. And my prayer was, and if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Now, I said, when I was 4 or 5 years old, I said to my parents, because they repeated this back to me, that every time I said, if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. And I told my parents, I don't like that prayer because I don't want anyone taking my soul. I mean, I had brains then at 5 years old, but no. I mean, you had to drag me through 50 years of Christianity or quasi-Christianity in the Mormon church. So anyway, then you have to go to bed worried that your soul may be taken. Agnostic, atheist kids, they don't worry about that shit. But anyway, I do. So now, you go to school, and there's only certain schoolmates you can play with. So part of your world is cut off. If you're a religious person, there's people that your parents are not going to let you hang with. And that could be good. It's probably bad because you don't get the diversity. So anyway, as you're coming up as an adult, now here's where you really pay for religion, okay? You pay for religion in the Mormon church is that you have to give talks. Now, you know me, I don't like to talk. Anyway, we used to have in the Mormon church what was called a 2.5-minute talk. And you had to do it, I guess you were 10, 11, 12 years old there, and you'd have to get up in sacrament meeting and give a 2.5-minute talk. Now, when you're a child, that's a hell of a time. That's like an eternity to get up in front of whatever, 50, 100, 200 people and speak over the microphone, and that traumatized you every damn Sunday that you maybe have to give a 2.5-minute talk and have to make something up. I bear my testimony that my cat's soul will not be taken by the, it goes on and on. Well, then when you're a Mormon and you're a teenager, this is when the hell starts. First of all, you have to bless the sacrament. Now, I told myself, I swore the last 3 days I would not say this. I would not say this. But I'm a liar, a cheater, and a thief. Who was that? Got my mind. Every time I thought, let's see. Gypsy. What's her name? Cher, yeah. Talking about the gypsy tramps and thieves, that's what it was. Well, anyway, I swore I wouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it, okay? Because I know I get about 1,500 hits a day on my show, and some of you are Mormons. In fact, a large proportion of you are Mormons, because my biggest fan club, if you want to call it that. It's not a fan club. It's a bully club that they hit me with. They're Mormons. They're Mormons. So anyway, I didn't want to say this, but and I've never tried to get anyone out of the Mormon church. I mean, that's kind of like taking that sword that's stuck in the stone. Bart, don't do that. But I can drive you out. Watch this one. When you're 12 years old in the Mormon church, you have to prepare the sacrament. Now let me tell you what that means, okay? You go back in a little secret room, and it has like a faucet and a sink, and you take the sacrament trays back there, and you take each one of the little paper cups, and you stick it in the tray, and it goes around, and then you take the water and put the tray underneath the water and fill up the sacrament cups. Now, you take it out, you put it on the table, and then you get the Wonder Bread. We used to use Wonder Bread. And now I wonder if that bread made me want to be in a cult. It might have been magic bread. But we'd take 2 or 3 slices of Wonder Bread. Now, some wards would take the crust off the Wonder Bread. Our ward, we didn't do that. We just left the crust on there. So, we would go into the bag, 12-year-old boys, pull out 3 or 4 slices of bread. I can see you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. And then they put those slices of bread with their bare hands onto the sacrament trays. Well, years and years, I was a Mormon. And I did that. Now, the teachers, we did the home teaching in the Ronnie priesthood. Anyway, the priest now would come and bless the sacrament and hand it out to the congregation. The deacons, I guess, would hand it out. So anyway, now I'm a priest, and there's 2 or 3 of us up there, and I'm trying to think. I'm really having Alzheimer's. Oh, I know. I haven't had my meds today. That's it. It's the med that makes me remember. I didn't take it today. Anyway, oh God, the Eternal Father, we ask in the name of Thy Son Jesus Christ to bless and sanctify this water to the souls of all those who drink of it, that they may pay lay me. I forget. Anyway, now we have 3 priests, and we were probably 18, 19, right in there somewhere, and we're breaking the bread with our bare hands. Did you hear what I'm saying, you Mormons? When you went to church today, rather than watching the Bard, I'm saving your life. Hep C. Can you spell hepatitis? Can you spell dengue fever, malaria? I don't know, I think you have to be mosquito to get malaria. But anyway, when you have teenage boys, I'm going to try to be somewhat, I can't be appropriate. There's nothing appropriate about me. I didn't start washing my hands after going to the bathroom until I married Mercy. Mercy just beat my butt. She goes, "You wash your goddamn hands. Get in there. Don't come out here." And I would chase her around the house. Poo-poo hands. But the Filipinos are some of the cleanest people in fact, they are the cleanest people I've ever met down here. And even my teenage girls now, "Dad, you wash your hands?" "Yes." "We didn't hear that water running, so I have to run the water." And they hear the water, then they think I washed my hands. Now here's what I'm getting at, Mormons. Here's what I'm getting at. 3 of us up there breaking your bread that you're going to put in your mouth. I don't know if you're that stupid or not. I was. I thought that the boys up there probably had clean hands and a pure heart. And I got to know some of the boys up there. None of us had clean hands. You know, Fred would run down to the restroom, go poo-poo, and then come back and break the sacrament. None of us washed our hands. Reminds me of the old joke where the Army guy went in with the Navy guy, and they're both standing there at the urinal, and the Navy guy, is done, and he just zips up and he walks away. And the Army guy says, "Hey, hey, hey, they teach us to wash our hands in the Army." And the little boy said to him, "Well, in the Navy, they teach us not to pee on ourselves." I was the Navy. My dad was in the Navy. So anyway, what those teenage boys were doing with those hands before they broke your sacrament bread, only God knows. And if you deserve a reward, that's for eating that bread. Anyone that has that kind of faith and eats that bread. Now, there were places. I love the girls. I guess I'm just really heterosexual. If a guy ran up to me and said, do you want to play with my weenie? I'd go, hell no, I got one of my own. I don't need to play with yours. But I like the girls. And so what I'm saying to you is sometimes, my hands were put in places where no man had gone before. And then I go, I bless the sacrament. Now, after a few years, they would put a little towelette up there where you rip the package open, and so somebody was thinking, where have these boys' hands have been? Well, we didn't use it. If we wanted a towelette, we would have washed our hands when we left the bathroom, or picked our nose or whatever. But you guys are eating the bread and you have the faith. So there's a sacrifice you make as a religious person. Now, in the Mormon church and many other churches, you have to wear certain uniform. You have to wear special underwear in the Mormon church, your garments. And they go up your ass all the time. And if you want to know what, the skid marks are, wear Mormon garments. So that's a sacrifice you make. Now, there's another sacrifice. You have to wear a shirt and a tie. And a tie chokes you. You're very uncomfortable. And the girls like that tie hanging down. I think they think it's a phallic weenie hanging down. I don't know why. I'm not a girl, so I don't know. I hated having to dress like that. Now, if you're an Orthodox Jew, you've got to have a beard. Okay? I don't always want a beard. I've had beards at different times in my life. And if you're Orthodox Jew, you have to have that hat, and you have to bow against the wailing wall, and your scriptures, and wail, and you have to have your apron. And the Mormons only have aprons in the temple. And my family only had aprons when they were in the kitchen baking bread. If you're a Mormon, you have to get a temple endowment, and no one knows what that word means. You have to sit and watch a stupid movie that supposedly tells you about God. The movie, I guess, is made by God, and then you get to watch it. And you have to wear a baker's hat and a veil, long robes, a sash, and a green apron. Now, these are sacrifices that religion causes you to make, okay? I choose not to sacrifice these things. What you choose is your own business. Okay, so then, if you're a Mormon, you have to screw a lot. Now, that was a part of the church that drew me. Bards in line, 6 wives, bards in line. Bard will cut. Anyone give me cuts? Anyway, if you're a Muslim, I guess you have to sit on a flying carpet. I don't know why you fly your carpet and you face east. The FLDS, I don't know, they face west when they pray. And so everybody has to have a compass. You have to have a compass if you're a religious person. And then if you're a Mormon, you have the tabernacle choir. And that's a hell of a sacrifice to listen to those people. And then if you're Muslim, you have to hear a man. Now, I've never heard a woman going, I don't know. That's their religion. And they make that cry, I guess, for prayer time. And Christians aren't that different. They have bells in the tower. At BYU, we had bells in the tower. So, and the Catholics have bells in the tower. Now, when I was younger, the Catholics couldn't eat fish on Friday. And so when I was in high school, we knew, oh, no. What was it? God dang, it's been 45, 50 years. When I was in high school, Friday was fish day because of the Catholics. They weren't allowed to eat meat, I guess, on Fridays. And that's the way the Mormons are supposed to be, too. They're supposed to eat meat sparingly. So if I was, which I was, in Ojai, California, we didn't have anything but fish on Fridays. And I hated it when they flopped on the bun like that. I go, those damn Catholics. Anyway, if you're of any religion, you're making terrible sacrifices. Now, here's the interesting thing about all religions. They want your money. All of their gods are poor, and they're homeless. They have nowhere to sleep, no food, no housing, no nothing. But they're gods of the universe, and they want your money. So I'm trying to raise children. I can't buy braces. I can't get eye exams. I can't get most of the things that a child needs. These days I can. Those days I couldn't when I was a Mormon. My tithing money goes a long ways these days. And so the children had to sacrifice. You also, as a religious person, you have to pray over your food. Now, I'm not sure why. Okay, our food comes from a big store, and we earn the money to buy the food. To pray to an invisible being and thank them for that food that the farmer made and we're eating, it never made sense to me. And these days, it's funny. These days, if we bless the food, which we never do, I insist that my family pray and thank my wife, Mercy. She's the breadwinner right now. I bring home the bacon. She brings home the bread. We have bacon and bread sandwiches. I tell the kids, you thank the person that brought that food home. You don't thank some invisible person who's never done shit for you. They didn't get you out of the Philippines. I did. They don't feed you. Your mom and I do. You want to pray and be thankful for food? I don't care. That's okay. It's food we bought, food we earned, and food that we've sacrificed for. So, but the rest of you all have to feel that, if you don't pray, there won't be any food there. I guess Dad will lose his job or Mom the next day. I don't know what your fantasy is, but all the kids over in Africa that pray, that have no food, and 6,000 of them will die tonight, their praying hasn't done a lot to bring them food. So, the other thing, you got to be baptized in most churches. Now here's where the bard goes, wait a minute. Christianity, you're going to cut a piece of my penis off to be a Christian? Is there another way? Could I be a different religion? No. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen a circumcision. I don't mean one. I know you ladies are going, I've seen a lot of circumcisions. It's like, no, I don't mean that way. What I mean, have you seen, the little boy strapped in the hospital and he's crying his eyes out, and they take that little machine and put it over his penis and then cut off the foreskin, and they say that babies, they don't feel pain. Doctors are so full of shit. They want that $900 for that circumcision. A baby can take a little pain. I got an airplane payment to make. Well, that's a hell of a sacrifice to lose part of your penis to be in a religion. I choose not to be in a religion anymore. So anyway, then there's all kinds of sacrifices. Now in the Philippines and other places in South America, they have these people that celebrate Christ, which to me it's not much of a celebration, but they nail themselves on a cross. I mean really nail. They put a nail through their hands and they nail themselves on a cross, and then they walk through the streets. Now they can't nail their feet, I guess. They'd have to hop on the cross. I don't know how they do that. But there's some religious people that they hit themselves and they have the 30 lashes and all that, and their hands are nailed onto the cross. I say, now wait a minute. Maybe God's a good person, but I'm not going to nail myself and hop through the city and hit myself with whips. Well, that's one of the sacrifices that religious people make. Then other religious people go on strange trips because God told them to go where no man has gone before. Lehi in the Mormon church, he went, who knows how. He got in a great big inner tube and had the Leahona on his lap and two rocks that light the night. Like, what are you going to see in the ocean at night? You have no instruments. You have no propulsion systems. The sharks, they're going to see the light and chase you. Anyway, many times there's Mecca. I think it's Muslims, don't they walk to Mecca? I'd like to go to a Muslim country and put bus trips together for Mecca. And why do you have to walk there? We have buses. I'll just give me your money, like the religious. Give me your money. Get on the bus. We're going to Mecca. Well, then there's the wars. If you're an Inquisition person and wars and the Catholic Church, oh my God, cutting people's heads off and crucifixion. Of course, the Indians, their gods, I guess the white man taught them to scalp, but that was quite a sacrifice on that religion to kill people and to scalp people, and the great gods and the beyond, and the Chinese honoring their dead, and burial ways of burying people, cremation, beheading people, the Africans putting you in a big bowl and cooking you and being, I want to say humanitarian, that's not right, being, not vultures, eating people, cannibals, I was going to say cannibals. Religions have terrible sacrifices. You have what you think is a revelation. I told you once, I met Jesus once in Ojai, California. I had a little stand, ice cream stand, a little truck. And I was at the park, and there was a event going on. I was selling ice cream for $1 to support my family. And Jesus walked up to me. Now, he had on long hair and a crown of thorns and long robe and beard and Jesus sandals. And he came up to the truck and said, I'd like an ice cream for free. I said, God damn, I've been giving you money in the Mormon church for 35 years. There ain't nothing free here, Jesus. He goes, well, I'm Jesus. And I said, good, I'm Sir David the Bard. I had to pay for this shit to sell it to you. You need to buy it. Well, I'm God. I don't give a shit. You can put 19 gods behind you in line. You're all going to pay $1. Bard don't discriminate. So anyway, I've been in a mental institution 2 or 3 times. I've always put myself in because I know, I'm getting out of control. And I've met 2 or 3 Jesuses. They're always in mental institutions. I don't know why. But after I meet them and they tell me who they are and they want money. I go, God, I got to get out of here and get back to church. He wants money at church, but, Anyway, religion. It has to do with what we think, what we say, what we dress, what we eat, who we like, who we don't like, war, territory. Now look at different people like the Mormons have temples. They're special buildings. And the Catholics have cathedrals, special buildings. And oh my God, go to Russia and look at the beautiful, ornate Russian architecture from the Orthodox Russian Church. Greek, I knew some Greek people. I was a bus driver. I drove Greek people around. And they have certain songs. Everyone has their certain songs that they sing. And Jesus wants me for his sunbeam. And he wants my checkbook too. That's what I used to sing. Anyway, too much. Too much for me. I'm willing to forego all of that. And when I die, poof, I go nowhere as an atheist. I'm willing to go poof, and Jesus goes, come here, Sir David the Bard, you still owe me 8 years of tithing money. I said, God dang, I was wrong. And all the Mormons are singing in the choir, and they've got their baker's hats on, and I'm standing there naked, and I'm going, I don't want to be here, guys. I really don't. Okay, outer darkness for you, fine. Can I buy a flashlight? I have many friends in outer darkness, and you don't have to see to be happy. I have blind friends. I have a blind friend over here, and he's happy. So if I go to outer darkness, that's okay. Oh, Marie Osmond. Oh, Janet Jackson. You're having a wardrobe failure I can feel, not see. I'm not afraid of outer darkness. After what I've been through down here, that could be a heaven to me. Well, then, those of you go, you're going to be weeping, wailing, and gnashing your teeth. Okay? That sounds like a rock group to me, a rap group. Weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth. That's where they're going to be down there, singing and bopping, and Elvis, and Sonny and Cher, and, a lot of the Frank Sinatra entertainers are going to be in outer darkness. If they're not, I'll just put on the record player, the CD unit. I don't know, do you have seeing eye CD units? I'm getting off a little bit. Allison was at the veterinarian, not for her. Allison and I work together at night, and we go to veterinarian clinics and pick up samples to go to the lab. Well, we walked in one the other day, and there was a German Shepherd. God, the most beautiful, beautiful dog I've ever seen in my life. And Allison, I make her sit in the car, and she comes, I can say, honey, come here and look at this. She came in, and I say, it's love at first sight. He came up to her little tummy. He was so tall. And fluffy, like the biggest pillow in the world. She came home. Now, she's almost 13. She came home and said, Dad, I've decided what I want to do in my life. Now, you got to be careful with 13-year-olds, because you got to encourage them. But when they say, I want to be a prostitute, you kind of, try to tip them another way. Because I want to be a veterinarian, and I'm buying me a St. Bernard. So I said, well, get on your phone and see how much a St. Bernard is. She gets on it, and 20 minutes later, she says, Dad, they're $30,000 a dog. I said, you better get a job. So anyway, pets. Now, if you're a cow in religion, and you're over there in the Hindu country, their god likes cows. I don't know, maybe he's a rancher. I don't know. He could be a rancher. He likes cows. And so he says to the Hindu people, these are sacred. Don't eat these things. See, he says to the Mormons, cigarettes and coffee and alcohol are sacred. Don't eat these things. Well, they do that to the Hindus too. The gods all went to school and read the same damn God book, I'll tell you that. So anyway, over there in India, the cows can walk through the house, shit in the house, freaking pee all over the kids. It doesn't matter, because it's religion. Now, if the cow is on a Mormon cow ranch in Florida, the Mormons own 2% of the entire state of Florida with their cattle ranches. You're going to be eaten. So, where do you want to be a cow? In India or with the Mormons down in Florida? I don't know if cows can choose where they go. Anyway, the Mexicans, and what is that chicken thing where they have the blood in the chicken, the mud and the blood in the beer? I want to say Sararita or Casarita, where they kill the chicken. And, hey, there's some sacrifice there. What about the voodoo people? Good Lord, putting big old spears in their ears and up their nose, and the guys have these great big long things on their penises. Maybe that's what it's like not to be circumcised. I don't know. Maybe they didn't get circumcised in those great big things. Whoa! Whoa! Anyway, religion. Religion. You can take it all over mankind and find reasons to rape little girls, like Joseph Smith. God told him with a flaming sword that he was going to kill him if he didn't bop up and down on every 14-year-old he could find. And then F.L. Diaz, Warren Jeffs, the same brother to the Other guy came over and he didn't have a sword, he just had a match. He wasn't a full-fledged angel. And he said to Warren Jeffs, marry and screw 12-year-olds. And Warren goes, you don't need a sword, throw that away, I'm on my way. Get out of my way, find me those 12-year-olds. They dress funny, religious people, they act funny. Look at the Quakers. I did a report on the Mennonites when I was in college, and went to their community and watched, listened to the Quakers. Look at how they dress, look at how they think, look at the Mennonites. If you want to see Ringling and Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus, have every religion come into the building and tell you what they believe, what they dress, what they don't eat, what they do eat, and who they screw. Mankind religion is nothing but a huge, huge circus. And in the last couple of months, the elephants said, screw you. We're not in the circus anymore. We don't dance. Elephants don't dance. We're over in Africa. You don't go out on the prairie in your Range Rover and see two elephants dancing, and then we're up on each other's backs and people standing on us and spinning. The elephants said, no. We're out of the circus. Well, same way with the whales down there, and we went to Sea World a couple of years ago. It was kind of entertaining, fun watching, but the whales said, no, we're apostatizing too. We're resigning. We want out of here. They had a population drop of visitors, 1 million last year. You won't see SeaWorld in the next 2 or 3 years. Religion. They worship certain animals and certain beings, and it's crazy. You know, Mormons are not allowed to laugh, and if you tickle your children, you can't have a temple recommend. Listen, if you like that crap and it floats your boat, get on the Titanic. I don't care. For me and my house, we serve the bard. You know your scriptures, that's kind of funny. For me and my house, we serve the bard. Magic rocks that glow in the dark. Top hats that hold magic rocks that make up a book and then try to sell it to the world, and we want your money. We want your money. We want your money. I take a look at the Catholic Church, and the Pope, you know, he probably is wearing, I don't know, $300,000 worth of gold and jewelry, maybe more, maybe $1 million, and all the cardinals with their funny hats. Of course, you know, the Mormons have their baker's hat, cardinals have the big red hat, and they all build ornate buildings. And I figured this out with religion too. The reason that religions build buildings that are so beautiful and articulate and unique is the members can't afford that. They can't live like that. So when you're a poor Mormon like we were, and renting all the time, and on the run all the time from the bill collectors, when we went into a Mormon chapel or stake center, and it was so clean and quiet, and microphones and a stage with curtains and basketball courts, we go, oh my God, I want to be a member of this, because I don't have this shit at home. And, you know, it's kind of like going into a Catholic cathedral with all the leaded glass and stained glass windows. You know, oh my God, this is so beautiful. People are drawn to religions because of many times the buildings and the environment. The environment they can't create because they're living real human lives. But the bishops and the stake presidents are in suits, and the cardinals and the Orthodox, the rabbis, and God who knows over in the Muslims, they're all not working. See, that's what's interesting. The Mormon people are told that all of the general authorities were rich and independent businessmen, and they don't need any money. Then why do they have six-figure incomes? If they don't need money, why do they all have six-figure incomes? Gordon Hinckley never had a job in his life. 96 years old, he dies. He took all the Mormon money. He worked. Never had a job in his life. Never had a retirement. Never had any 401. Had nothing. Nothing. He worked for the railroad for like 1.5 years when he was 18 years old. After that, he said, hey, this is hard work. I'd rather be in religion. Joseph Smith, he never had a fucking job. in his life. He was a money gold digger looking in the ground and divining for jewels. Monson, bankrupted. Bankrupted. He was the CEO of Beneficial Life. How many life insurance companies do you know have gone bankrupt? The reserves are huge in an insurance company. They don't go bankrupt. They're regulated. In Utah, the Mormon Church, I guess didn't regulate it, or they just lied and Monson went off. They're not executives. There's a few of them that are executives. Most of them are morons. And they make more money off the tithing of the Mormon Church than anywhere else. So listen, if this crap floats your boat and you enjoy life with these kinds of restrictions, rules, regulations, live it. God, live it. I did. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. Now, I have my own atheist religion. Do good. Lift the burdens of other people. Be kind. Do what is right. The Mormons used to say, do what is right, let the consequence follow. But that part of the song is gone now. They just go, do what is right, we want no consequences for stealing your money. So, let me be the bard. I will take whatever responsibility my decisions lead me to. If it's outer darkness, hey, I have plenty of friends there, and I'll be looking for Marie Osmond, if you know what I mean. Now, the other hell, with the weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth, some of you religious people believe that. And here's what I've learned, okay? At first, pain is very uncomfortable. Pain is very uncomfortable to all humans. But if the pain is constant, you get used to it. It's not pain anymore. So when the devil is hitting you with the pitchfork and he's putting fire underneath you and your clothes are all on fire, and that's for eternity, that's life. You get used to it. It's not punishment. I don't know, maybe there's something kinky about it. Maybe there's, if you live long enough and think long enough about it, your mind will go, hey, this is fun. More forks. Bring the forks over. Religion, I remember Karl Marx. I didn't know Karl Marx. I remember a book that he was quoting that said religion is the opiate of the people. It makes them feel good, but it's nothing but a drug, and it's not real. I know what I want. For me and my house, we will serve freedom, not freedom of choice, not free agency. Those are false concepts. Totally false concepts. In my world, you will be kind. You will be nurturing. You will share. Nobody will be poor. Nobody will go hungry. Everybody has the necessities of life. That's my atheist bard religion. If you like yours better, gosh, stay with it. But I just wanted to kind of get it out of me that you don't do normal things in religion. What is normal about hey, lay, ale, hey, lay, ale? Oh God, hear the words of my mouth 3 times. What's normal about that? Beads. Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary. Does this stuff really make sense to you guys? It doesn't to me. So, when people say to me, I'm out on the street, and they'll say, hey, there's the Bard, God, there's Kangaroo City Mayor. How you doing, Bard? I go, hey, health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews, power in the priesthood, be upon me and upon my posterity, through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. This Bard's gone.